Alright, so in this video, I'm going to take the time to sit down and answer your questions. I got quite a few more questions than I was expecting. We'll try and get them all answered in this video. So I'm going to try to find a nice little place to sit. There's a nice log over here I might sit on. So I'm going to get situated here and get to answering your questions. So I think we may have found just a nice little log right here to sit on. Yeah, and some of my favorite plants are coming up. These are May apples. I'll probably be making a video of them soon. I've been working on making some videos about edible and medicinal plants. Anyway, I'm getting distracted, so let's take a seat, get settled in. Alright, so this log does make a nice place to sit and do this. Oh boy, I've got quite a few questions. I got 4.5 pages of these questions. Now, a number of them are repeat questions, you know, people asking kind of the same questions, so it's not that bad, I guess. We'll see. I think there were 99 comments to this video. Not all of them were questions, but a number of them were repeats as well. But I'm going to try and do this all in one video. And there were a few questions that I left out for various reasons, which I stated in my initial video. You can get mad at me for that, but like I said, some questions of a more personal nature I decided just to not answer, or if it was just a offensive question or just some silly question. Alright, but I'm going to quit yapping. Well, for now, because I'm going to be yapping a whole lot in this video. So if you're not interested in the answers to these questions, you don't have to watch this video, but I'm going to try and make my way through all of them. I'll pause every now and then to collect my thoughts. Some questions will take me a couple seconds to answer, some a little bit more. Alright, let's do this. I should mention too, I'm going to try to answer these as best I can. Some of the questions I wasn't always entirely sure what people were asking, but anyway, let's get to it. So, how long have you been doing this? 4.5 years, since the summer of 15 is how long I've been doing this. Well, as far as the videoing, I've been hiking a lot longer than that. Someone asked about there being, in my hiking, there being a lack of wildlife in Pennsylvania. There is no lack of wildlife in Pennsylvania. If you're watching my videos this time of year, like from the winter and stuff, a lot of wildlife is hibernating, a lot of our wildlife is nocturnal. So, depending on what type of year it is, you're not going to see a lot of wildlife. I do try to show it in my videos when I come across it. But it's also difficult too, like, if a deer comes across my path or some other interesting animal, by the time you get your camera up and focused on it, the animal's gone too. So, there is no lack of wildlife in Pennsylvania, but sometimes it's not always easy to get it on film, depending on the situation. Someone asked about hiking alone. I don't see any problem at all with hiking alone. I think a woman asked this, and some people got in her case a little bit, how you should never hike alone. That's garbage. One of the greatest things to do is to go out and just hike alone, and just have nature to yourself. Now, obviously, if you're in a situation where you're maybe more vulnerable, yeah, you should maybe carry some protection. I do carry pepper spray. I think that answers another question. And someone always knows where I am. People ask about that, safety issues. I always leave a note as to where I am. So if I don't ever come back home, people know where to look for me. But go ahead, hike alone. Like I said, there are some things you should be careful of, maybe carry some protection if you feel need to, but I don't see a problem with hiking alone. What was your favorite high point? I think you're referring to my county high points. One of the best view was Franklin and Fulton County share the same high point. I think it was Tuscarora Mountain. That had the best view. You could drive right up to that one as well, so that was nice. But I think I got there around sunrise. It was awesome. I'm not sure it was my best high point adventure, but that was the best overlook. And some other people ask me about the county high points. Are you continuing to do those county high points? If you're new to my channel, I've been trying to get the highest point in every county in Pennsylvania, and I am still planning on doing those. I haven't done that many over the winter, and I'm not doing any now because of the whole coronavirus thing. But yeah, I'm planning on continuing that. I'm halfway done with that plan, and I'm going to keep doing it. Let's see here. What led you to film? Oh boy. Yeah. I think I've talked about this a little bit in some videos, but yeah, there were some big changes to my life 5 or 6 years ago. I always enjoyed the outdoors and hiking and stuff, but after that big change, I lost my farm and went through a pretty rough time in my life, and I found the woods to be a very healing place to be, if you could call it that. I always enjoyed being out there anyway. I was just kind of curious if there was a way to earn money by doing what you love doing, and one day I overheard one of my students, I think he was an 8th grader, talking about how he was earning money on YouTube by making Minecraft videos. Minecraft, it's some online game the kids love, if you're not familiar with that. But he was making like $5 a month on Minecraft. You can't really do that anymore because YouTube changed some of their things. I'm not going to get into that, but you have to have a certain number of subscribers now to be monetized. But back then you didn't. I remember overhearing him, and I'm thinking, wow, you know, if an 8th grader can make money on YouTube, you know, why can't I? You know, preferably more than $5 a month. So that's kind of what got me started doing that. It's just kind of like that. Have you ever been to the Kinzua Dam up there, you know, northern Pennsylvania? No, not yet. I do want to go. Hopefully this summer, I would like to. What do you teach and what level? Oh boy, I teach science and math, sometimes history, world history. I've taught, you know, geometry, algebra 2, pre-calc, trigonometry, sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, environmental science, physical science, advanced physics, physical science, earth and space science, botany, and it goes on and on. I've taught anywhere from 7th through 12th grade, but mostly 9th through 12th is usually what I teach. How many state parks have you been to? I actually had to pull the map out and count. Maybe about 38. I think the question said there's about 120 state parks in Pennsylvania, so I've been to 38 of them, if I counted correctly. Or you know, around 40, something like that. How tall are you? Well, it depends on which doctor you go to. Sometimes I get measured at 6 foot, sometimes they say I'm 5'11", so probably around 5'11". Some say I'm 5'11 and a half, but I guess it all depends on who's measuring you. But I think my license says I'm 5'11". All right, let's keep going. How did you acquire your love? How did you acquire your love for ruins? I'm a history nerd. I think it's the best way to say it. I love history, especially older history, and ruins. They've always piqued my interest. They're like a mystery, you know, who lived here, and a lot of times it's just cool coming across them in the woods. Basically, I'm a history nerd. Have you ever encountered anything supernatural? No, I haven't, I would say. Are you gonna do more medicinal herb videos? Yes. In fact, I've been working on that today. I made some in the past, but I think I deleted those videos. I was planning on remaking them, but I hadn't yet, but I have started to, so I am gonna have more of those coming out. My favorite ruins. Oh boy, I gotta collect my thoughts for this one. I'll get back to you. That's kind of a difficult one. There's so many places I've been to. I know there's other questions that ask similar things to that. What are your favorite places? But a place I'm going to refer to a lot in this video is Stony Valley up in like northern Lebanon County here in Pennsylvania. It's just one of the places I first started exploring, but some old small coal mining villages up there, just out in the middle of nowhere. I think I've made videos of that where like there's this old railroad, remains of an old railroad bridge that was just not big, but it's just amazing. Yeah, those are probably my favorite ruins in that area, I guess, just because they hold a special place in my heart. There's so many ruins out there I've seen. It's a difficult question to answer. Sorry about that. Are you a good swimmer? Not really. When I was younger, I had several bad experiences in the water where I almost drowned. But I did kind of overcome that. When I was in junior high, I used to be afraid to put my head underwater after some of those experiences, but I forced myself to be able to do stuff like that and to kind of swim if I needed to, but I'm not really the best swimmer. How did you meet JP from JP Videos? Well, the very first meetup we ever had, public meetup, was that in 2018? Was that 2 years ago? Spring of, I think that was 2 years ago. Spring of, or maybe it was 2017. Anyway, I'm losing track of time here. But yeah, it was our first meetup. We were at Centralia at the beginning of March. It was cold and snowy and windy. A lot of people turned out, but that's the first time I actually met him officially. I kind of met him in the comments before then. We had both come across each other's videos, and I remember he started commenting on some of my stuff. He was always encouraging to me about my videos and gave me some advice on some things, and then invited me to the one meetup. And then he invited me on. He wanted to go to the one place up in Schmoken. We went up there together, and yeah, I think he's a great guy. I know some people don't like him. I'm not sure why, but you know, we get along great. I think our personalities are similar in some ways, so it's easy. I find it real easy to film with him, and he's actually he is a good guy. I hope he's not watching this video, because no, it's fine. But he is a good guy, and he's very helpful and generous in his advice and sharing on how to make videos and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad we met. So, do you see history in black and white or in color? That was an interesting question. I think I see it in color, history. The Jeep or the truck? Which one do you like better? Well, as of now, I love the Jeep. I love the new Jeep. I mean, I love the truck too. The truck was a kind of a remnant of my farm days. I love that thing, but you know, for what I do now, it's just, yeah, it just wasn't good. The Jeep, I love the Jeep, so yeah. You can do more haunted videos. Yes, I know I haven't done any of those for a while, but I will be doing some more of those in the future. Have you ever been to the Trestle and Nanticoke? I don't think so. I'm not really sure which one you're talking about there either. You could do more caves and mines. Probably not too many more mines anymore. The powers that be don't appreciate you going into mines at all or filming them. I don't really, you know, yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but as far as coal mines, if there's some other types of mines, like some copper mines, maybe I'll do those, but for now, coal mining is a little bit out of it. And I will plan on doing more caves. There are some caves I want to go to, so yes. How do you determine where to go? I don't know how to answer that. I just do a lot of research online. I view the satellite images, I view other websites, and I have notebooks like this full of stuff to go, and sometimes it's just about, you know, how much time I have in a day. You know, do I have an afternoon free after teaching? How much time do I have? You know, how much money is on hand for traveling? You know, what's the weather like? All those things determine where I go. But yeah, it's just, there's so many different variables. RJ asks, do I miss my crew? As of right now, I am starting to miss the crew, because this whole coronavirus, you know, this whole, you know, social distancing, you know, it's starting to get a little old. I do miss hanging out with the guys. So yes, RJ, I do miss the crew. You're gonna finish your high point map. Yeah, I think I kind of covered that. All right, and to page 1. All right, so page 2. So I apologize if I'm rushing a little bit, but I am trying to get through these. My favorite hike, my favorite cave. Oh boy. Wow, my favorite cave. I thought about that one. It might be the cave up at the Pinnacle near Hamburg, Pennsylvania, in Berks County. That one was just cool because it was kind of tight. It just kept going down. Wind Cave in Lancaster is pretty awesome too. That one was quite expansive. Spent no time down there with a friend. My favorite hike. Wow. Let me get back to you on that one. Some places that came to mind right away would be Ricketts Glen State Park with all the waterfalls, and Watkins Glen State Park up in New York. That was an amazing hike. More kayak videos. Yes, I do plan on it. I got to get a new kayak. The one I had been using wasn't mine, but it also had a hole in it, which I repaired, but the area back there is too thin, and that hole is just going to reopen. So I need to get a better kayak anyway. So yes, hopefully there will be more kayak videos. Did you get your answer to your question? Oh, do you ever get... Oh yeah, I ask questions in my videos sometimes to see if anybody knows what places are or what these things are. And yes, I do get answers to those. Even just recently, in some of the videos I did, there's people out there that have like tons of knowledge about railroad history and stuff. Yeah, so yes, I do get answers for those questions. Have you ever been in an uncomfortable situation where you felt, you know, endangered? Very rarely. Occasionally I've come across some people that kind of maybe a little, I don't know, but I was never in a situation where I felt overly threatened by something. You know, I think they were ones that asked, how do you handle that? Would you run away or do anything? Or if I felt someone was following me or something, I'd probably just go around a corner and just scooch off trail and hide. Let them go on their way. I wouldn't try to run or anything. But I do, like I said, I carry pepper spray. We may talk about the whole gun issue later. I don't know. I forget if that came up or not. But like I said, I've never been in a situation where I felt like in danger a whole lot. Do you ever do Native American sites? Yes, I already have done quite a few of those. Top 5 places in PA to see in Northeastern Pennsylvania or Central PA. Wow. Give me a moment here. Yeah, so, most of my videos are in Southeast PA, but, yeah, I mean, top places, that's difficult to answer. I've been to so many places. Like I said, Ricketts Glen is amazing. Not sure how to answer that. I'd have to think along. Yeah, sorry about that. Favorite states other than Pennsylvania? Wow. I've never been to Alaska, but I have a feeling that might be one of my favorite states. I love the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and I was in New York a lot last summer. Not New York City, but upstate New York, like Watkins Glen, up in the Finger Lakes region, up near Niagara Falls. That was pretty cool. What subjects do you teach? I already answered that. Do you ever do metal detecting? Yes, I do occasionally, and occasionally I've thrown a video out there. Maybe I'll do more in the future about that. Oldest. Have you been to the oldest building in Pennsylvania? Nope, not yet. Are you gonna ever film in Ohio? Someday. I've been to Ohio in the past, but not filmed there. Do you ever plan on filming in Germany? Maybe someday. Finish the county high points, hopefully. Top 5 places. Once again, that's tough. The top 5 places. I can't really. I apologize. I can't really answer that. There's so many places I've been to. Do you ever carry a machete with you? No, I have 2 machetes at home. I never carry machetes with me. I don't really feel the need to. Do you ever talk about the location while you're... Someone was concerned that I didn't talk enough about the location that I'm at while I'm filming. I don't know about that. I would disagree with it. I think I tend to talk quite a bit about where I'm at. There are occasions where I don't reveal where I'm at due to the nature of the place that I'm trying to protect, but I think I do talk quite a bit about where I'm at. I'm not sure. Maybe I got the question wrong there. What do you do in your free time? Free time? I mean, normally I would say I hike and explore nature and history in my free time, but now I'm, doing this. My free time has kind of become one of my jobs I do now. But when I'm not filming and teaching, I do enjoy just sitting in my comfy chair in my room and watching other people's YouTube videos while drinking a nice cup of hot coffee with some good flavored creamer. That's kind of what I do in my free time. And also, just a lot of online research, I guess. I have some other hobbies and stuff, which I'll talk about later. Have you ever been to the New Jersey Pine Barrens? Nope, not yet, but I hope to. West rim of the PA Grand Canyon, that trail. Yes, I have hiked on part of it last summer. I have a video up about that, but I don't know if I'll ever hike the whole trail. That might be interesting. All right, let's keep going. Teacher and what subjects? Already answered that. If you could go anywhere, where would you go? Wow, I definitely want to go to Alaska, all the way to the Arctic Ocean. I want to see the giant redwood trees out in California. Man, I'd love to. Yeah, there's so many places. Australia, New Zealand. I mean, all over the place. Well, if you hiked the Appalachian Trail, through hiker, would you carry a pistol? No, I would not. Have you ever thought about, hiking the whole length of the stream to where it starts and ends? I have done a bunch of videos like that, where I've hiked along streams. You can't always get to the beginning and end because of public land, but I think you mentioned that in your comment. But I have done quite a few videos like that already. What state do you live in? Pennsylvania. And there's a question here that I can't... My handwriting is horrible. I'll have to try and get back to that one. I can't read it quite. What place... Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to read my handwriting here. I should write nicer, but I'm horrible handwriting, like I said. Place you most want to visit in the U.S.? I think, like I said, Alaska and the giant redwoods in California would be cool to see. When did you start making videos? I think I mentioned that 4.5 years ago. Do you share videos with your class? They all know I have a YouTube channel, so they're free to watch it if they want to. Have you ever encountered things I can't explain or mysteries? If you're referring to like paranormal stuff, the answer would be no. If you're talking about like just ruins that I can't explain, then yes. More cave videos, probably. Are you ever gonna get to Bradford County again? Most likely, because there is one state park up there, Mount Pisgah State Park. I do want to plan on getting there. Did you ever sell a truck? Not really. It got scrapped. Yeah, that's kind of sad though. You ever do overnight hikes? I have done several overnight hikes years past. I'm hoping to do some more this year, but we'll see what happens. What is the underground fire? Are you referring to the one in Centralia? Yeah, you can I'm not going to take the time to answer that question here, but you can do research about that online, about the underground fire in Centralia, if that's what you're referring to. Are you a full-time teacher, part-time now? Because I do YouTube a lot as well. What's the farthest you've traveled for videos? Probably up Niagara Falls area and Old Fort Niagara. It's probably the farthest I traveled, but I was up there for work as well. Coolest animal encounter. That's when a bear jumped out of a dumpster just 10 feet away from me. And also when I was with JP one time, a mama bear and two cubs came running out from underneath like a tractor trailer truck. That was pretty cool. Do you ever encounter other YouTubers? Yes, occasionally I do. Do you carry protection? Yeah, I do carry some pepper spray. Facebook requests. We'll have to talk about this one. Yes, so the Facebook request is a good question. I think I remember who asked that. I do have my personal Facebook page, and then there's my Wandering Woodsman page. I do keep those two. I try to keep those lives a little bit separate as I can. My personal Facebook page is only for people that I know personally, in my life, people that I know and would recognize in real life. I know that might sound kind of mean for some of you, but I know some of you comment a lot on my videos, and I'm starting to feel like I know some of you, but if I haven't met you personally, that I don't accept those friend requests on Facebook. I have a whole long list of people that have sent me friend requests, and most of them are probably viewers. I apologize for that, but I kind of have to have some boundary. And if I start accepting some of those Facebook requests and not others, that can get kind of ugly. So if I haven't met you in person, then I don't accept those friend requests on my personal page, if that makes sense. And hopefully you can understand that. Because you have to realize too that a lot of you, if I saw you in the store, I wouldn't know who you were. I recognize your names, but I don't really know what you look like even sometimes. So as of now, I don't accept, like I said, Facebook requests unless it's somebody that I actually know, like face to face personally. So hope that answers that question. Not that I don't like, well, I hope you understand that. Do you ever plan on checking out the mines in the Tremont area? I think I kind of answered that a little bit. I'm not going to really doing mines so much anymore, and a lot of those mines in the Tremont area are on private property. Have you ever been to the Indian Steps Museum, or do you plan on going there? I did plan on going there once, but they were closed that day. They're only open so many certain days of the week, but someday I'll get there. What do you collect? They said that I know you collect fossils and old bottles. Somebody else asked me what my hobbies were too, so I think I'll combine those. I do collect coins. I love collecting coins. I used to love to garden. I still love to garden, but where I live now, I don't. I kind of rent right now. Well, I don't kind of rent. I do rent right now. That's one reason why I hope to get my own little piece of land again. I loved gardening. Loved it. Because I love plants, if you didn't notice. So, yeah, collecting coins, gardening. I would collect seeds because I loved gardening. Do you ever plan on making a slideshow for all your photos? Never really thought about that. I don't really like slideshows too much on videos. Well, that's 3 pages already, I think. Just half a page yet. Someone asked, what's the hardest thing you've ever done? Wow. Crossing that railroad trestle with JP, that one video, that was tough. That was, as far as facing fears, that might have been one of the hardest things I've ever done. But probably, maybe the hardest thing I've ever had to do was to move away from my farm that I used to live on. I mentioned a couple times. I had to sell all my animals, my goats and everything. And, I'm not going to get into details with that, but I probably could have fought to held on to that. But things were getting really ugly with certain family members and stuff. And I decided to let it go for my sake. And, I take care of my mom, too, and for her sake. And that was one of the hardest decisions I ever made, was to just to let go of some things and to start over, I guess. So, yeah. All right, moving on. That's kind of depressing. Do you like living in Berks County? Sure. It's the only place I've ever lived. Well, I did live in South Carolina for a number of years when I was in college. Has it changed? Not really. I mean, a few things in my hometown have changed, but not really. Do you have any brothers or sisters? I have 2 older sisters. Best hiking boots or shoes? I go to Cabela's to get my hiking shoes. Right now I'm wearing the brand that's called Redhead brand. Of course, Bass Pro Shops bought out Cabela's, so Redhead is the Bass Pro Shops brand. But I usually buy the Cabela's brand. You know, they're usually about $60 to $100. I don't buy cheap hiking shoes because they just don't last. Do you ever incorporate your hikes into your lesson plans? Yeah, kind of. I often talk about, yeah, I do, I guess you could say, because I have a lot of experiences in my hikes to deal with science and stuff, like my botany classes and environmental science, so yeah. Fishing. Yes, I do go fishing, but the last 2 years I didn't get a fishing license. I don't know why. I don't have an excuse for that. But I even have one of those telescopic fishing rods that I can keep in my pack. I gotta get on that. Incentive. When did you begin? Oh, that's more of those questions. 4.5 years ago is when I started. And I kind of mentioned what the incentive was earlier. Bucket list for national parks to visit. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Where's the largest tree in the world? That's Sequoia National Park. Yosemite, all those places out in California. Oh, Yellowstone would be cool too. There's so many places to go. Let me skip that question for a moment. Favorite PA, favorite places to hike in Pennsylvania? Yeah, I kind of mentioned that already. There's just so many places. I don't really have favorites, I guess. My hobbies, I mentioned what my hobbies were. Then there's this question. Do you ever question history? Do you ever question what you're told in history, I guess? And the answer to that would be yes. I do. I think I'm going to ramble for just a moment. I've made some videos about slavery in Pennsylvania and how what we're taught in the textbooks is wrong about slavery in Pennsylvania, when it ended. And, our textbooks teach us one thing, our textbooks and historians, but the truth is actually something else. So that happens quite a bit in history, I think, to say the least. Even in ancient history, there's all these ancient megalithic monuments all over the world that they have no explanation for how they built. They try to come up with these reasons, but I think history is a lot different than what we're being told all the time. So I could get in trouble for saying that, but yeah, they always say that the farther back in time, the more primitive we are. But if you look back at some of the things they built way back then, like how did they built things way back then that we would have trouble building today. So how did they do it? So I think history is a little bit different than what we're always being told. I'll just let go at that. But that's an interesting question. Yes, I think I finally able to read this one question. I think they're asking when did I begin hiking or exploring. I don't really have an answer to that. I've been doing it on and off for years. Ever since I was a kid, I loved just being out in the woods and exploring. So, and like I said, I apologize if I didn't get to your question. I may have forgot it, or like I said, there were some I just didn't feel like answering because maybe it reveals kind of personal, or just information I don't really want to be public for different reasons. So you can get mad at me for not answering your question, but got through those 4.5 or 3.5 pages or 4.5 pages of questions. So like I said, I did go through those a little bit quick because I didn't want this to be an hour-long video. So hopefully I did answer them. I know I had a little bit of trouble answering some of them, like my favorite places. That's just for ruins and hikes. That's just too difficult for me to answer. There's so many. I've been to so many places, and so many of them are awesome to be at. So yeah, that's just difficult. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. If you're here till the end, some of you probably dropped off at some point in the video, but there's a lot of questions. I wasn't expecting so many, but yeah. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching, and maybe we'll do this again someday. And yeah. Alright, I'll see you around.